I gotta get myself up into frame. Hello, my beautiful little ghosties. It's been a minute. We didn't stream Saturday, Sunday, or Monday. I don't think we did. Anyway, it's been a minute. We are coming back to Repurpose because I had a whole lot of fun playing it last time. Just a sec, let me readjust my volume so that I can hear myself, because I can barely hear myself talk. But yeah, we're going back around to Repurpose. Just a reminder that if you want to watch any previous VODs, please go to my YouTube channel, Go Sleep Demigod. It is also linked in my Twitch account. And if you are a newcomer, or you are coming and watching the VOD after stream, if you haven't already followed me, please give me a follow if you'd like. Of course, no pressure. But, you know, if you follow me, you will be notified by Twitch of when I go live. So, yeah. And I go live every Tuesday and Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And sometimes I go live at other times during the week. Typically at 9 p.m. If I do on other days. Just kind of how things are going. Tuesdays and Thursdays I always go live, but sometimes I have other stuff sprinkled in. I'm gonna stop rambling on and on, and I'm just gonna get into the game. Alright. Wrong. Wait. That's not what I meant to do. Can I load this? No, I don't want to overwrite the save. Wait, are you sure? Yes, I do want to go to load. Not start. Load. Mitz giggled at my attempts to save face, so I decided to change the subject. You're an engineer or something? A robotics engineer specifically, but I've dabbled into other sciences, too, like IT. What kind of stuff have you made? What kind of stuff have you made? Her eyes lit up. She's so cute. Look at her. Oh. I may have dyed it. Ugh, that's the wrong voice. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm really tired. I may have died at age 25, but ever since I was a teen, I've been building and innovating tech. Like, when I was 14 and still in the egg, I was super into I was super into skateboarding, but the homophobic kids in my neighborhood never wanted to play with me. So I made myself a functioning hoverboard to one-up my neighbors. I was still young, so I didn't exactly know how to make it energy efficient. It took a whole week to charge for less than an hour of play. But the look on those fuckboys getting shredded by the neighborhood twink was well worth the grounding my dads gave me when the power bill came in. That's amazing, Mitz. Ah, look at her, she's so cute! Oh, okay. After that, Mitz and I continued to browse the mall to see what we could find. But yeah, sorry if I mix up the voices, y'all. I am tired. I just got off work, and I just got home. We walked around some more. Mid's still on the hunt to find something to trade for her hand replacement. Sadly, technology was fairly sparse in Limbo, from what I've seen, and the ones that did catch our eyes we're way out of our price range. That being 0. In hindsight, we should have expected that. Ugh, I feel like I'm in the 1800s. Hopefully Haven Homes at least Haven Homes hopefully Haven Homes at least in the 90s. I'd even take the 80s or 70s. I'm that desperate. Rosita mentioned that one of the buildings we inspected was an original diner from the 1920s. So I doubt there's anything too modern to be found. Figures. I saw some folks dancing to Louis. Oh my goodness, I cannot talk today. To Louis Armstrong around a gramophone earlier with Roadkill. Speaking of them, where are they? Don't know. Last time I saw them, they scampered off to join those people dancing around the phone. You should probably look for them. Earlier we ran into someone that was a fan of theirs and would let us crash at her place for the night while we all figure out what we want to do. DJ Roadkill has a fan here? What are the odds of an encounter like that? About 0.000... I can't keep track of those zeros. 37%. Something, lots of zeros. I did the math in my head when it happened. While I'm cautious about that 1 in a billion, it's a better option than possibly getting jumped in our sleep by someone or something dangerous. That makes sense. Where did you say this group of Louis Armstrong stands were? In the parking lot area east from here. It's where we came in from. I think Rosita and I came in from the main west entrance. Where is she now? She got distracted and wandered off. I'm sure she's still floating around here somewhere. Good. I'll track her down, and we can all regroup then. I nodded and headed toward the east entrance of the shopping center. It seems like the Louis Armstrong worshippers had left, with the record still playing. Shame. I actually kind of wanted to see that. I took a few steps into the parking lot while I heard someone call out for my attention.
Hey!
They made those noises someone makes when you're trying to beckon a cat. You're trying to beckon a cat your way. I made my way over to them. DJ Roadkill, was it?
DJ Roadkill, DJ RK, yada yada yada. Whatever works best for you. I know it can be a mouthful.
It'd be funny to just call somebody Roadkill. From now on, I'm going to call them... I'm just going to call him DJ. I'll call you DJ from now on. Alright, cool. But listen. I managed to get the 4 of us a place to sleep for the night. I'm hoping y'all would hear me out about what I had in mind before trying to split ways. That's right. DJ was the one person who wasn't fond of the options Ramon and Calais gave. But we can talk about that together later. Right now, I totally gotta show you the place we're gonna stay. Where is it? You'll see soon enough. So I followed DJ as they merrily led the way to this supposed place. For only being here less than a day, DJ sure moved around the streets as if they lived here their whole life. On the way there, we passed by what looked like a small community that had made their homes in some of the more intact buildings. The atmosphere seemed relatively less somber and gloomy in comparison to the rest of the town, but only by so much. We stopped right in front of... oh, a church. A church? Somehow you don't strike me as the religious type. I'm not. Or I wasn't till I woke up in the literal Garden of fucking Eden. Really, I'm still 50-50 on everything that's going on. But that's not the reason I brought you here. DJ hopped up the stairs and I followed. Their hand rested on the church's door handle.
Check this shit out.
They gave the handle a good yank, and I couldn't believe what my eyes were seeing. From the outside, it looked like an ordinary church, but the inside... that's cool. The inside was completely different. What was once a church had been remodeled into a nightclub. Beautiful stained glass windows illuminated the dance floor along with an elegant chandelier, furthering this strange clash of motifs to the other. And despite all that, it still somehow managed to be the most normal-looking place I had encountered today. Whoa. Dope, huh? DJ's voice seemed to be coming from above me, and when I looked... DJ's voice seemed to be coming from above me, and when I looked up, I saw them hanging upside down from the chandelier's hoop. I'm genuinely at a loss for words. And when the fuck did you get up there? Who cares? I've seen my fair share of nightclubs when I was alive, but this is def on my top 10 list. The dab. They expertly swung themselves off from the ceiling and back to the ground with ease. Faye, the owner, renovated this place with the help of some of the neighborhood people. It's meant to give the residents and their leader in limbo a bit of pleasure every now and again. She lives in hell, but has some visa or whatever, and brings stuff over from there to here when she can. She's also a total cougar, but unromanceable unless the Kickstarter stretch goal is met. I love that. Did we hit that stretch goal actually? What? Anyway. I love that. I love that that's like an actual... that's so good. She sounds pretty cool. Where is she? She's off visiting some of the residents. She said I could perform tonight if I set up the equipment myself. Mind helping me out? Please? Just kidding. You don't have a choice unless you want to sleep somewhere else. With no option to say no, I guess I helped DJ set up the stage for tonight's performance. While we worked, DJ and I made DJ and I made conversation. Well, it was more DJ talking about whatever came to their mind, and me just nodding my head, trying to figure out what cable goes where. For a dystopian-looking town, electricity outlets seem to be functional. I believe dim lighting is in most places comes from the lack of working appliances to light up areas. Candles, however, were pretty abundant, and in the club's case, worked to its aesthetic. DJ sure looked right at home at that. DJ Roadkill. That can't be their actual name, right? I mean, it's the one the demon used for them back in the garden, but... And that weird mask that has never seemed to take off. I just had to ask. I'm curious about DJ. Ask about the mask, ask about the name. I'm gonna say ask about name. So, what is your real name? If you don't mind me asking. Nanya. Nanya? Nanya business. I walked right into that one. My mother's maiden name is Dayam. So it's Nanya Dayam business on my birth certificate. I know that you're thinking, and yes, filling out paperwork is always hilarious. I get the feeling they don't want to say. Should I push harder? Not press for name. Ask about the stage name. Like, what is the reason? I decided not to press any further and instead asked something a little different. So, how did you come up with the stage name?
Oh, I just came up with it when I hit a rabbit on the road one night.
Okay. Oh. Well, that was anticlimactic.
But, like, it got me thinking on my way back home. Like how fleeting and random life is. I was the only car on the road that night, and that poor bunny rabbit was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. If it had just crossed the road a few seconds later, or if I had driven just a little faster, that little dude would still be alive, you know? Its life was changed forever in just one completely random instance. It made me really appreciate the life I have. Or had, I guess.
Was it just me, or did they sound a bit sad there? Maybe I should change the subject. What was this plan you wanted to discuss with the others? It's better to talk about it when the others are here. But basically, I just think that, like, we shouldn't jump into the arms of the first person we meet. Even if they are some fine AF angel or demon. You know what I mean? Kinda, I guess. After that, it was back to DJ. Mindless. It was back... Ugh. After that, it was back to DJ mindlessly rambling on with no filter till we finished setting up the stage. Some time had passed, and I noticed through the window that it was the equivalent of nighttime outside. The sky remained cloudy and vacant of any moon or stars in sight. It was to be expected. I doubted either of those would exist in limbo. I suppose it's just another thing I'm going to miss from the living world. I gave a weary heavy sigh at that thought and took a seat in one of the pews. Even with all the shenanigans I had endured today, I couldn't help but feel somber. My life as I knew it was over. I couldn't even properly lament my own death, as I had no recollection of the events leading up to it to make matters worse. God, the reality of mine and the others' situation was starting to hit me harder than before. I threw my head back when I heard the church doors open, bringing my pity party to an end for the moment. Oh, she pretty. It was Rosita and Mitz with another person right behind them. Faye, probably? I may be depressed, but I wasn't going to be rude and not introduce myself to our host for the night. I pushed myself up to my feet whether I wanted to greet them or not. You're Faye, right? Faye was a tall, slender woman with dark hair and a streak of silver that ran down from the side of their angular face. I couldn't tell if the silver was from dye or natural, but for the sake of avoiding asking a woman what her age is, I kept it to myself. Despite that, by no means did she look old. Mature, sure, but she made it work.
Faye Bale, but you can call me Faye.
Wait, can we romance her? Please? She's so pretty.
My. This place looks far from heavenly.
I love her voice.
Not that that's
my
an
goodness.
insult. No. It's something to be, dare I say, praised?
DJ hopped down from the stage towards us full of piss and vinegar. Yeah, tonight is going to be lit. Is now really a good time to party? May as well. We don't know what will hold for the four of us tomorrow. Why not throw a killer rave for the dead? But I'm not depressed for a rave. Oh, but I'm not dressed for a rave. Not depressed. Jeez. I cannot talk. I doubt anyone will be, honestly. Oh, no. You have that all wrong. We all looked at her. During my visits here, I tend to bring an assortment of daily necessities for the residents. That includes clothing. They might not be designer and a little worn out, but everyone has at least one or two Sunday bests in their possession they save for special occasions. However, this time I didn't bring anything extra to donate for you, but I will gladly loan you some of mine. Just for tonight, though, since they're my personal outfits. That's so sweet of you. Told ya she was cool. Yeah, thanks for everything you've given us. It's much appreciated given our circumstances. She smiled warmly for us. Well, most of us.
Actually,
How do you get all of these supplies here? I'd imagine it can't be easy, let alone safe, to try to support a whole town of citizens. DJ looked up at Mitz and nudged her. Mitz? mouth horse in the gift. That's not how that expression goes. And I think I'm pretty justified in being suspicious since she's from hell. Yes. Mitz. No need to defend me, DJ. I can understand why Miss Mitz would question my unwavering kindness. Especially considering I'm from the big bad place under the ground, so I must have a malicious ulterior motive, right? None of us have heard anything good about hell or the demons who run it. She wasn't wrong. More often than not, hell and demons are attributed with evil connotations and intentions. Sure, there were the few pieces of work that tried to be transformative and make hell, demons, and Lucifer to be a complex, misunderstood antagonist. But if you asked anyone that what they thought hell would be, the first thought would be fire, brimstone, and the scum of the earth being punished in agony for eternity for their sins. Faye sighed in disappointment.
That's Utopia's propaganda at work for you. Don't assume that everyone in hell is a bad person. Some were dealt a bad hand in life, never receiving the help they truly needed to better themselves. Others simply enjoy their lives to the fullest, that a good Christian believer could only fantasize about. And some just don't quite fit into that black and white criteria Utopia has created to screen people like yourselves. Hence, why you stand here in this plane of existence between realms today.
Mitz kept quiet, looking a bit ashamed, like a child being chastised by her parents. Faye's expression softened once more.
Not everyone in hell is a bad person. There are very bad people in it, but that doesn't make me or anyone else inherently evil. To vouch and answer your question, most of these supplies are donated from citizens in hell. How I am able to bring them here? I suppose you could say I have a permit to move through limbo and hell when needed.
Mitz kinda squinted at that last part. A permit? DJ jumped back into the conversation. Hey, mouth, horse, gift. The semantics of everything would take too long to go over. Mitz shrugged, letting the topic go. It looked like she wanted to say more, but stopped for DJ's sake. Especially since we have a party to throw tonight. Woohoo! Party! Ah, yeah. Now we're talking. My room is down the corridor, on the right. It's the big mahogany door. You can hardly miss it. Now see if you can find an outfit suited to your tastes. We followed the directions as told and found the room with no problem. For the most part, it still looked like an office with amenities for comfortable living. There was a futon rolled up in the corner that looked barely used next to the wardrobe, where I assumed tonight's loners were stored. Many of the bookshelves remained, but I couldn't help but notice some of the titles were not exactly the most religious. from storybooks, YA novels, literary classics, to comic books, to some more adult-themed literature. I flipped through one of the books. Yep, it's porn, alright. At the beginning of the book, I noticed a pocket with a note in it. Return to Fae by next arrival. Maybe this room doubled as a library? Suddenly, I felt a hand on my shoulder. What you reading there? DJ's grip on my shoulder tightened.
Oh, what?
Faye Minx. This is some kinky shit. Hand holding? How lewd. Not that I'm gonna judge. That's the wrong thing. There we go. Good thing she's romanceable. Good thing she's romanceable now thanks to the Kickstarter, huh? Oh yeah. Thank you all the backers. Y'all are the real MVPs. Yeah. With that wall break finished, they went back to searching through the wardrobe with the others. Personally, I couldn't give much care as to what I would wear for the party tonight. A sense of gloom hung over me that was too hard to shake. I keep on yawning. It's a real struggle. Hey, Ghostly, aren't you going to pick out something too? I shrugged. I'll just wear whatever is left, honestly. That's no good. We don't want them to feel left out, right guys? Rosita looked over to Mitz and DJ, who had almost a full outfit already picked out, and Rosita frowned their way.
Right on.
Huh? Oh, yeah, right. Come on and join us. We can help you pick up something that suits you faux show. They said that, but kept their picks close to them regardless. I gave in and dug through the racks and drawers. What do I want to wear tonight? Flirty dress? Suave blazer? Cheeky booty shorts? Smart suspender? I'm gonna do cheeky booty shorts. Fuck it. Ass out, am I right? I felt a bit daring with my choice. And by daring, I mean I was going to take this crop top, fishnets, booty shorts, and sneakers and transform myself into an e-thought. The gang let me have first dibs to change in the restroom. Once I came back, I spun around on my heels for them, and they clapped approvingly. I like your confidence and butt. Hell yeah, dog. Now you look like you're ready to party. Try not to catch a cold. I couldn't help but blush as they all complimented me in one shape or another. It gave me a small boost of confidence that I really needed right about now. Thank you guys. My turn. What? I thought I was next. Unless you want to change together. Sure, we're both girls. I'm non-binary actually. They/he pronouns. That's fine too. Oh hey, I'm not binary too. Ah, sweet, another NB up top. DJ gave me a high five. Backtracking a bit, I'll hop into and make sure Deej doesn't try anything. Like, what? I wasn't. Not without anyone's consent, of course. The three of them went to change in the bathroom together, and since I was already dressed, I felt it was polite to stay behind. One by one, they came out and showed off their outfits for the night. Oh, she looks so cute! Rosita wore a simple, bright yellow dress that really brought out the highlights in her hair. That's certainly a look, DJ. I couldn't tell if DJ was going to hit the Old Town Road or the club. Mitz kept it simple and comfortable with a layered look. You all look great. They all thanked me, each in their own way, when a knock came at the door. A line is starting to form outside. You lot ready yet? Yep. Wonderful. We all stepped back into the hallway. And made our way back to the main area. The whole atmosphere did a 180 from a sacred sanctuary to a poppin' nightclub with the flick of the lights. Residents of Limbo filled the room, and the quiet was immediately alive with the sound of excited chatter. DJ pieced out and hopped on stage, living up to his name, and started their show. Rosita dragged a reluctant Mitz to the dance floor to party it up, showing the other girl how to cut a rug. Everyone seemed to be enjoying themselves, us newcomers and residents alike, despite the circumstances. And yet, not much of a party goer, Ghostly. What do I say to her? Not much of a party. I'm trying to think of what it would mean if I'm just gonna say it's not that. Something on your mind? I sighed wearily, and Faye smiled at me sympathetically. Hey, come with me. I know a quieter place. I blinked. Huh? Just follow me, and you'll feel better, I promise. Faye held my hand loosely, and I felt strangely compelled to follow them. She stopped in front of the confessional, a dim light flowing out from its windows. She opened the door on the right, led me through, and a bar? No place really was sacred in this church/club. At least the lighting was less intense on the eyes, and the fruity aroma. From behind me, Faye popped open a bottle, some sort of sparkling wine, and with care poured the champagne into the 2 glasses in her other hand. Apologies, but it looked like you could really use a drink. I managed to laugh. Really? First, I keep on accidentally clicking that button. First turning the church into a nightclub, and now the confessional is a bar. Now, this is still a place of worship, in a sense. the Twilight Church, and we praise the night. Faye walked behind the counter and gave it a little pat, beckoning me to take a seat. I obliged. I enjoy playing bartender while the party goes on outside, and listen to people spin me their yarns. They unload to me all their burdens, regrets, fears, and I give them my ear with a piece of guidance and a side of poison of their choice. How kind of you. You say that, but I've had my fair share of glasses thrown my way. Much like whiskey, my advice isn't the easiest to swallow. Ah, I see. As we chatted, a small handful of people entered the bar. It seemed like we were not the only ones that preferred the more low-key atmosphere. Faye didn't charge me or anyone for the drinks, saying it was a civil service they provided for clubgoers. Apparently, there were rules and regulations on the transportation of drink and food to Limbo. Utopia could only bring so much food into Limbo, though clearly not enough from the looks of some people. Hell, on the other hand, had an all-out ban on edible perishables. The demons higher up allowed Faye permission to carry things such as alcohol to be freely transported to and apparently from Limbo. There was a lot of politics that Faye spared me on the details. She patted my head and went on to serve the other clientele that wanted to wet their whistles. They all seemed somber, but would crack a smile just for Faye as she poured them a drink. Except for... Ooh? Who dis? Who's this? One raggedy blonde in particular. He seemed to just be in a bad mood, despite the little act of kindness.
Seems like more and more humans keep turning every day.
It's a shame.
It's a bloody goddamn tragedy, that's what it is. And it's only gotten worse since Casey turned.
Oh dear. How did Honor take it?
Pretty fucking bad considering his Geist went on a rampage on her.
I am so interested in what all this means. It's also really fun. I don't know if it's just my screen or if it's like my computer isn't like translating the colors correct. I'm looking on my phone real quick on stream. No, they say raggedy blonde, but like their hair looks green to me. Is that just me? I can't tell if that's just my eyes playing tricks on me, or if like it genuinely looks green. Anyway, it's not important. Just a sec, y'all. I gotta readjust. Oh, what was that? That's what that was. I have to readjust the way that I'm sitting. My foot's starting to fall asleep. Alright, there we go.
Even after she begged me not to hurt him, even though he was long gone.
How awful. But you made the right call.
Really? Because it sure never feels like it after the fact.
Now, Noelle ma chérie.
It would be mon chéri now. Masculine.
Mon chérie. There's nothing else that can be done. Casey was a lost cause and was dragging Honora down with him. Most people that end up here in limbo and don't pass to either side turn into Geists at some point.
This time was different, Faye! Casey was going to retake the Utopia trial with the new arrivals this week after 5 years of waiting.
Noel gestured over to me. I suppose he meant this Casey was planning on taking Utopia's test with us newcomers. And 5 years seemed to be the wait time between attempts at getting into Utopia for humans of Limbo.
God! Why couldn't he just hold out a little while longer?
Faye sighed, more annoyed than anything.
To be blunt, I don't think it would have done Casey any good.
You shut your fucking mouth.
Noel got up too fast for me to see. I couldn't properly see it when I was sitting down across the bar, but he had wings. Wings blacker than anything I've seen before. Light just disappeared into it, never to be seen again. They extended wide and intimidating, but Faye seemed unfazed.
Here we go again.
You don't know shit!
Oh. Well, what I do know is that you're trying to save the hopeless despite their apathy to change. Or the alternatives.
Literal fucking hell is hardly an alternative!
Better than trying to adhere to Utopia's high standards. The acceptance rate has dropped from what? 75% to 70% these last few years? Doesn't seem like much on paper, but those are still lives being denied.
Yeah?
I may not be as strong as I used to be, but I'll still beat your ass, Faye!
You keep saying that, but you've yet to lay a finger on me.
Too quick for my eyes, Noelle grabbed Faye by her loose sweater, and she had a look of genuine surprise in her eyes. Christ, what should I do? Encourage, fight, try to defuse situation. Try to defuse the situation. Hey, break it up, you two. I didn't say anything wrong.
Hey, watch it.
You don't know whether or not Casey would have been able to pass the test. You aren't the choir. Faye cracked a smile, and it only made Noelle more pissed. He hadn't been causing trouble and was even helping me track down stuff that greedy bozo hordes stole from our village from under our watch. Blankets, food, clothes, and even stupid shit like toys of ours got jacked last week. Toys? How about you just take the whole wallet? Is that enough? Hell, am we supposed to do with a dinky wallet like that? Can't carry anything in it. But that's a lot of fancy toys you have strapped to your belt there. Much fancier than this one we traded for. Really? Is that what actually happened now? Huh? Faye giggled heartlessly. Oh, Faye giggled heartily, clearly amused, and I had an inkling why, remembering my interaction with hordes earlier. That stuff hordes stole? Casey was the one who took it in the first place. Noelle looked shocked. You have such a tight lock on this village, don't you think that it's weird hordes of all people would be able to sneak in and out without so much as you noticing? So long as you're around watching over the few sane humans in the residential area, hordes wouldn't dare. He may be eccentric, mad even, but he still isn't stupid. That doesn't prove anything. Fine, but answer me this. Who was on guard duty that night? You or Casey? Noel kept quiet for a long time, scratching his head faster and faster as he probably recontextualized everything he thought he knew. He then suddenly sat down at his seat, fist banging so hard on the table I thought it would split in two. Motherfucker! He lied to me! Again! And for the very last time, it would seem. He looked so betrayed while he sat there, venting his frustration and biting down on his lip so hard I thought he would draw blood. I know, baby. Faye placed a hand on his back, but Noel swatted it away. We just stood there in awkward silence for a good while, till Noel lifted his head back up. Faye. Yes? Bring me your strongest shit. We're getting plastered tonight. I'll be right back then. I was about to leave when... You, stay. Huh? Got some balls getting between us. You know, most people either respect or fear that lady. Which are you? Me? I can't fucking stand her. She's the only one that has good booze in Limbo. So a little of both, I guess. She scares you? Nothing really scares me much anymore, kid. But between you and me, I can't help but feel uneasy around her. Something's off? Noel shrugged. I've been here in Limbo for a few centuries, and that woman's been visiting here for almost all of that. Humans that live for as long as she has can be a little kooky. Hordes is proof of that. He's been calling himself the king of Limbo, living in that mall with those fucking rats and tank top fellas of his. I've met him. Yeah, he's pretty weird. Total fucking nut jobs. Those two are. Am I right? Noel laughed, and then Faye reappeared. Who's in it? You, of course. Wow, didn't even try to hide it. I've been called worse. Okay, fair. The rest of the night was relaxed, as Faye served me and Noel a few more drinks. By the time the club and bar closed for the night, I had forgotten all about my previous worries. I headed off to bed in one of the booths with a blanket Faye left for me. The reflective light shining from the broken stained glass above woke me up when morning came too. The others seemed to have risen before me and were cleaning up the mess the party left behind. Finally! You're awake now, good. Get up and help us clean this shit up. It was the least we could do to thank Faye for letting us stay the night. I stretched my muscles and managed to get up on my feet. Thankfully, I didn't have a hangover despite drinking last night. I picked up a broom and joined Rosita, Mitz, and DJ in sweeping up the dance floor. Rosita, being a waitress and all, was no stranger to cleaning up messes left behind by others. She mopped the floor spotless to the point I swear I could see my reflection in it. DJ and I sort of just swept everything into a trash bag. Where does trash even get thrown out? I asked GJ and they shrugged. We could always just burn it. I don't think we have to worry about the environmental impact here in the afterlife. Mitz was a little slower and would see if anything interesting was left over from last night. Rosita who had finished early, helped her scavenge around the mess. Mitz had thrown her head back into a groan, so Rosita rubbed her back to try and help out. Once we were done, I stopped overanalyzing each person's cleaning, like some weirdo. We took a break back on the pews. Yeah. Yeah, that is kind of weird to overanalyze everybody's cleaning. So, Deej, you wanted to talk about some quote-unquote other options than what the angel and demon gave us? There's other options? Did I space out when they mentioned them?
Actually,
Technically, they did and they didn't. Heaven or Utopia or Hell were our only viable options. Yeah, but there was a third. Staying in limbo.
no chance.
I don't know if that mask has been blocking out your view, but this place is kinda a generic utopia. Oh, a generic dystopian wasteland where the lost end up to live the rest of their afterlife, never having their souls put to rest till they either go insane or die twice. I've read that YA novel before class assignment. It didn't have a happy ending. I was going to say dump, but that works too, I guess. You aren't wrong. There isn't much hope for any of us here. At least, in my opinion, that is. Yeah, I know things look pretty bad as is, but you saw on the way to this neighborhood, there are real people here, and they have made Limbo their home. How many willingly, really? Even if they couldn't get into Utopia, which chimes a few alarms, Hell is right there too. Why not go there? Maybe because it's fucking hell and they're scared? Listen, guys. DJ side. I know it's a hard sell, but I think there's potential here. The people here aren't so bad. Troubled, but, like, who else wouldn't be in their situation? Last night at the bar, I met someone that said his friend was trying to get better so he could try to get into Utopia. See? Though it turned out he was a thief. See? No way I'd want that dude stealing any of my shit while I try to rebuild my hand. Well, don't have to worry so much considering he had to be put down. Put down? Yeah, he turned into a geist, is what he called it. I think those geists are those creatures that lurked around in town. Rosita and Mitt's faces went pale and DJ's ears dropped down at this revelation. Wait, those monsters were once people like us?
You gotta be friggin' kidding me.
Fuck, I knew it. Cliche and overdone, but I knew it. That's it then. No way am I staying here. I've got too much to do, so much to give. No way am I going to let myself become one of those things. You won't. Faye told me that only happens when... I've already made up my mind, Deej. I'm not going to die here. Please understand. Mitz got up from where she sat and began walking for the door. DJ gave chase to try and stop her with little luck. The opening and closing of the church doors echoed throughout the hall with such certainty that Mitz was not coming back. DJ looked over to the rest of us. Well, we can make do with the three of us, right guys? Rosita and I looked at each other, doubt evident on our faces. You too, huh? Well, I'm not going to force ya. I'm gonna go get my stuff and head into the hood. If either of y'all are still here, then cool. If not, then consider this my goodbye. Rosita fiddled with her hands, unable to look DJ in the eyes. Bye. She then turned around and walked off with haste to the entrance. DJ went off to collect their things, stored on stage, silently cursing under his breath. I just stood there in the center of the church alone, left with nothing but the options laid out before me. The little morning light there was reflected off the stained glass wall and shined down on me. I closed my eyes, trying to absorb as much warmth from it as I could. There was that kind-hearted angel, Calais, that wanted to help each and every one of us make it to Utopia. The demon Ramon, who was just as curious as... I gotta fucking stop accidentally right-clicking. Because that's what's causing it. I need to stop right-clicking. I keep on relaxing my fingers when I'm my hands on my mouse. The demon Ramon was just as curious as I was as to the way I died and offered me a deal. Follow along with Rosita and Michelle to take the trials, or stay in limbo like DJ said in the society guarded by Noel the fallen angel. So many routes I could take to reach some sort of promised happiness. But in the end, the answer was clear to me. Deep down, the answer had to be... Ooh. I want to go to hell. I'm sorry, but it sounds really interesting. I want to go to hell. Realistically, hell seems like the easiest choice to make. Ramon said it was a lot like Earth, so it should be rather easy to adapt to a new life there. And even meeting Faye gave me some reassurance that hell was a better place than one would imagine it to be. Plus, Ramon promised that he would help me learn about how exactly I died. Yeah, I've made up my mind. I'm going to hell. Those were words I quite frankly never thought I'd say. I soon find myself heading out of the church and into the city to find the only hotel Ramon said to find him at. Just as Ramon said, finding the hotel was fairly easy, as it stood out as though as one of the only buildings besides the church that didn't look like a total total shit. The lobby looked a little desaturated and dirty, but in comparison to the rest of Limbo, that was forgivable. He's so cute! I saw Ramon and approached him, though I'm a little surprised to see the crowd that has gathered around him as well. It seems that most of the people who had appeared in Limbo were here. Was hell really this appealing of an option? Ah! If it isn't ghostly. Ramon quickly turns his attention towards me, realizing I joined the group. So, you have made your decision then? Yeah, I want to go to hell. Never thought you'd be saying that to yourself, huh? Funny, I thought that very same thing earlier. Alright then. Now, get in the fucking elevator. Ramon gets behind it and scoots me with the other humans in tow towards the elevator. Stick close, everyone. The road to hell isn't a smooth one. It's paved with good... Haha! Shut it. Any further puns and I'm leaving you behind. We all gather around and enter the elevator. I don't see how this is supposed to be uncomfortable. Yeah, it's a little cramped, but the elevator drops in... The elevator drops in excess of 60 miles per hour with infernal fire and lava just outside the elevator windows. Everyone, including myself, is screaming at the top of our lungs, while Ramon is glancing at his nails in a bored fashion as the cheesy elevator music plays, soothing the screaming souls, but as well as one would expect. I hate this song. Oh, I love that. It's so funny. The elevator soon stops and the doors open. Ramon pauses to help me back up to my feet, sending me a teasing wink before stepping out ahead of the group and spreading his arms in a grand gesture.
Welcome to hell, everyone!
A crowd gathered inside applauds. A crowd gathered inside applauds, welcoming the newcomers. The people all recover and filter out of the elevator, disoriented, but entirely alright. Shockingly, hell seems to be the hotel from before. Though it wasn't the same hotel as before, everything was brighter and vibrant with the lights, giving a sparkling, possibly magical glow. What have I got myself into? Alright. Alrighty. My beautiful little ghosties. I think that that is going to be all for tonight. We ended up going longer than I expected. That seems like a fairly good stopping point of, you know, where in hell now. But yeah, no, yeah. There's not really much, else. VODs are uploaded to my YouTube channel. I stream every Tuesday and Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I think that's all. So, good night, goodbye, and I'll see you next time, my beautiful little ghosties.